Hi everybody, it's Pamela Steele and I'm back on the 11th of January, that's a Monday, and looking forward to another exciting week of lockdown. And I hope you all had a lovely weekend. Mine was usually or unusually uneventful, and I'm watching far too much TV, but hey, what else is there to do? I try and get each day, I try and set myself a little task so that I can feel like I've achieved something. Obviously, I'm preparing for my blogs, and as well, I've got my accounts to do. So plenty of stuff, none of it, well, the account isn't all that good. So anyway, as well as going out and doing some exercise with the dog and meeting one other person. So I'm going to talk today about being a trauma psychologist and about how it's connected very much with what we've all been going through over the last year with COVID, and the trauma of being locked down and the trauma of sudden changes, like suddenly having to work from home, all of those different things, as well as the obvious traumas of actually having COVID. Some of you, I hope not, but some of you have maybe had COVID or have had someone close to you who's had it, and worse still if they then die of it. So anyway, just to sort of set the scene in terms of being a trauma psychologist, I thought I'd explain to you a little bit about one of the scenes that I had to attend to. It was a suicide, and it was in beautiful, beautiful Art Deco bookshop. And this person had chosen to go up to the 6th floor of this incredible marble deco staircase. It was a sort of winding marble deco spiral staircase that had the most incredible crystal chandelier dripping down from it. Unfortunately, this person had got to a place that they didn't want to come back from, and they jumped from the top of that staircase and smashed, as they did, through the chandelier and down onto the basement floor, 6 floors below. I wasn't there, thank goodness, but those who were the people who were attending the bookshop, and they saw the scene, which isn't very pleasant to see, and the screams that followed. And then from, seeing people, I heard that when the guy fell, he created a massive pool of blood, which added as a contrast to this sort of white marble floor. So certainly very traumatic to those people. And I think that the sort of work I do then is trauma processing, going to see individuals, see the companies that were involved, and to help normalise what is in fact a fantastically extraordinary experience, by helping them talk through their symptoms of post-traumatic reactions to that trauma, and how they're going to get back to normal again. But I think this tragic suicide does powerfully illustrate how fragile, how we are a fragile network of flesh and bones, nerve cells, and blood and water. And yet, it's so complex, our body and brain, that we still don't, as an advanced society, really understand it. But although we all hope to live until we're in our 80s, or in my case, my dad's case, 90s, we can completely devastate our body by doing such an act, and in so doing end that particular life. So we are, as I say, mostly unprepared for sudden death or a serious attack on ourselves or those close to us, whether it be accident, illness, abuse, terrorism, suicide, as is this example, or of course COVID-19, then it often completely devastates us. So when I talk to survivors and witnesses to critical incidents such as the one above, or 9/11, the aeroplane going into the Twin Towers in New York, or 7/7, where the terrorists attacked the underground and the buses in London. People spoke to me not just of the horror of the event and obviously the post-traumatic reactions, but also then of having a sudden clearer view of themselves. And so as well as, having those post-traumatic reactions, which may be feeling overwhelmed, almost as if they're going slightly mad. There's an inability to sleep, feeling as if you've lost your concentration, all of those different things. There is also this sort of awakening into their own existence and mortality. We might actually find things like that from art, psychotherapy, meditation, hypnotherapy, all of those things that give us sort of flashes of insights as to what we are, where we are, and what we really want with life. So through my clients, many clients, re-examining their lives with me, some decided to change their jobs, some decided to change their partners that they hadn't been happy with, others decided to go travelling around the world, many just carried on as normal, of course, and others decided to move right out of London in case because they wanted to live a calmer life, I guess. So most decided also to look after their own health more. I think it indicated obviously how fragile our bodies are, and so that they could begin to live a healthier and happier life. And this phenomenon, I think I might have mentioned it before, but it's what we call post-traumatic growth. And just to give you an example of this before we end, is there was a woman, it's in the press, who Jemima Coulthard, who was 102, she lost her son, and despite immense grief, decided to get on with loving life. On her last birthday, she attributed her longevity to being happy and content. I believe she wholly accepted, unlike most of us, that along with life comes the shadowy partner of death. Some, of course, just can't get over it. Another colleague of mine lost her daughter and couldn't get over it, and unfortunately then, as often does, she got cancer and died a few years later. But if we think about Jemima, then we have hope for all of us who've gone through traumatic events. So I'll move on and talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, and I wish you all a very good day, and speak to you tomorrow. Bye.